Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome back to another vlog. Hope you guys are doing well. It is 4 o'clock-ish. A little bit on the earlier side of 4. 5 minutes to or something. It's been raining most of the afternoon, which has been amazing. Temperature also dropped. It's actually cool out right now. So that's why I am out having a stroll. I was going to go see a movie earlier today, and I got busy doing other stuff at home, and I'm like, oh, the afternoon just flew by. And then the rain hit, and I'm like, ooh, I'm just going to do even more nothing. So I have a gaming channel that I've been neglecting for the past month. When we got back from Kampot and Phnom Penh, I had enough videos to last me for a couple of days past that. And then when I got sick, and then I got hot, and I was just like, eh. And then with everything else, I just kind of put it on the back burner. I'm like, I'll get to it. So I got back to it the other day. So I'm playing a zombie game called Dying Light: The Beast. I've loved the original. I owned the Dying Light 2, the Ultimate Edition, and when you have that, you get the Beast, because the Beast was initially supposed to be a DLC for Dying Light 2, but they decided to expand upon it, make it into a full-length game. But for those of us that pre-purchased it as a DLC, like, here you go, standalone game, free. You know, I'm like, woohoo! So there are good gaming companies out there. So far, I'm a couple hours into it, and it's tough, and I like it. I'm having a lot of fun. I always like smacking around zombies. Who doesn't? They come at you, and you smack them with the wrench. The thing I like about this game is it's like a little bit like the role-playing games where you can modify your weapons. You can add, like, you can get like a machete with a flamethrower attachment or something, and when you smack them, they catch on fire. It's kind of stupid fun. Whoa! I stepped on a stick and almost did the splits. Wet stick, wet. I think she's trying to make me freak out again. I decided to come down along the waterfront today because it is gorgeous. And I just kind of enjoy the energy down here, to be honest. I usually head up towards I go towards National 6, but I'm heading the opposite direction today. This goes down towards the dam. It gets more, well, I don't think rural, I guess. You know, the sidewalks start to disappear, and I just kind of dig it a lot. I don't know. I'm at heart, I love the country and the woods and all that kind of shit. So, born in a small town in New Brunswick, Canada, Fredericton. It's like about 50,000 people, I think, and not a whole lot going on there. And I love it there. It's a great place to grow up as a kid. Like one of the houses we had was a place called Old Spring Hill Road, and it was a literal name for the place because there were springs and they were old. It's on a hill and you were on a road, so everything kind of lined up. I think we had like 5 or 6 different springs in our property, so it was really cool because, like, in the winter time we would in the spring, once everything frosted, my sister and I would like throw like a big wooden box or something into this puddle thing that was made out of a spring, and we're pretending we're on a boat, and, you know, kids being silly. Yeah, it was a good place to grow up because we had our house backed on provincial land, so beyond us was just hundreds of miles of provincial forest that couldn't be forested or anything. It was just natural, pristine. We used to go out there hiking and wander around as kids. It's great. Wow, the water is definitely coming here. Because you know why I came down here. You have to see it. Well, I'm trying not to get run over. It's always a challenge. Wow. I think that's faster than before. That was pretty cool. I always love seeing that kind of stuff. And apparently a lot of locals do too. A lot of folks down here for it. So I'm in. This intersection, always a nightmare. Oh, I just saw fish. There, I'm calling out, there was a fish somebody caught and it fell back in the water. Energy here is so good. Yeah, I just like coming down here. I don't see a lot of tourists down this way. It's awesome. Ooh, wow, that's a sign of erosion. Yeah, it happens. And those remarks can turn on a dime. Pretty amazing. There you go. How did I get an eggshell on my arm? 1%. I've not been in there. Probably a coffee shop. I've already had my daily allotment of coffee. I'm doing my best to keep my intake down. Part and parcel with the whole thing with my colitis is, you know, small doses. Except one thing I forgot to do small doses on was ginger. I was being stupid on that. I made a ginger bug. It's still brewing, so just chop up a little ginger, a little sugar, and then it'll percolate. About a week it sits out, and then it creates all of the proper probiotics and fermentations and all that kind of stuff. And you add it to juice, and you can make like fizzy stuff if you want to ferment it more. But I just kind of like it in a raw state. So, but I'm still waiting for that to go. But I've been adding like chopped ginger into water with a little bit of honey and lime juice and all that. And so yesterday I was just sipping on that all day long, and I did too much. I've just the combination of ginger and citrus just kind of burnt my tongue. I used to get this when I was younger. I used to get a little canker sore on my lip when I had too many oranges or too much citrus in general. It's too much acid in my system and it goes wonky. Yeah, the water's just flowing here. Even though it seems like it's calmer. The amount of people that fish down here, man. That's the thing. I'm assuming it's not just for their own livelihood, right? For, you know, consumption for themselves. There's a lot that the fish gets used for here. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty certain that the small fish that they get here, that I'm seeing them getting out of the water, are the same ones that are used for making prahok. Because I know majority of those come from the Tomatsap. Again, from what I understand. I could be full of shit. I don't think I am. Wow. Yeah, this is this is why I like to say that you don't have vehicles here. Wow, they're fishing. Just a second. Yeah, see the truck. Now those are very common trucks here. A lot of folks drive them. But you see the width of it. It takes up most of the laneway here. And it's parked on the side of the road, so when you walk out, you're almost in opposing traffic. And I'm like, yeah. But that's the thing, is like a lot of the roads here are geared towards smaller vehicles. So I don't understand. I get it, but you know, bigger isn't necessarily better. I'm of the mindset of like, you know, smaller vehicles would be just fine. You can still get like the little smart cars. We had them in Canada for a while. Tiny little vehicles. I think they were made by subsidiary of Mercedes. Got a memory, can't remember. I know that my stepbrother worked on them. He was a Mercedes mechanic, so whatever the partnership was in Canada. But they're just small little cars. Very fuel efficient, but not popular there. Well, they were kind of popular, but I always expected them to take off more. I always was hoping that, gas consumption and all that would become something people worried about. It just seems to be not a big deal anymore. So you get these big gas guzzlers and you get these great big huge vehicles here that the roads are not made for. But, they're a status symbol and all that kind of stuff. But just like back home, no different. So it is what it is. I'm not going to bitch about it. But it just becomes problematic when you're walking along the road and then you have to step out into traffic because of it. And I love this little bridge. This is so gorgeous here. Honestly, like if you lived here, wouldn't you do this walk all the time like I do? Like I just adore it. Just so pretty here. I can't understand a word of what they're saying, but they're laughing, they're having fun. Oh, I am in the right place for sure. I know I was sounding like a broken record talking about how much I love being here, but it's true. It's 100% true. So, I'm gonna briefly get on topic about something mentioning about stress and this kind of stuff. So I just wanted to kind of address something that I've been dealing with. It's my brain, my own problems. My mom passed away in July. So I was notified that I'm getting a little bit of an inheritance. It's not a lot of money. It's not life-changing amounts. It's amazing to get anything, to be honest. So part of the process, I had to get in touch with the bank here to find out how to get the money transferred over to me and all that. And I've had the information for a while, but I haven't been able to sit down and send that off because in my head, it's the end. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but in my head, I've already processed a bunch of stuff with my mom and, saying goodbye to her. But this is something that's just too hard because for me, that's the end of it, And plus I want to do something with some of it to remember her. And of course, that's going to be a trip. Take a little trip for myself. So probably do it in the hot season here. I might take a trip and go down to Vietnam for a month, or go to Dalat, or go down to Kampot. No idea. I am just kind of mulling it around in my head. My mom really enjoyed when I was in Vietnam. She really thought that was really fun with all the different foods. She loved Cambodia and what I was doing when I was here. But for her, the food in Vietnam, something that she'd seen before, and she'd watched videos about that kind of stuff before. So for her, when I was there, it just tickled her fancy a bit more. And the other thing too is I haven't gone to the beaches in Vietnam yet. So I might spend a couple weeks and go up through Nha Trang and Da Nang. Can I go up the coast? Maybe. So I will see. I was going to take a small amount of the money and go and take a little trip. And then those videos will be there for me forever. And then it's the thing. It's like I don't think I'm ever going to completely say goodbye to her. It's never a thing. I mean, she's always going to be in my head, in my heart, because it's my mom. But I don't know. There's just some things that there's a little bit more finality to them than I'm willing to put up with. in my head at the moment. So it's my own feelings. It is what it is. But yeah, so that worry, that mindset, and what that's been doing to me was part of the downward spiral for me mentally to deal with my colitis. And so the other day, upon realizing that it being a major hurdle for me, I decided to sit down and just do it. So I did. It's all done. So send off the information now. And I don't know when that's going to be coming through either. My understanding is because of where my mom was, that in the U.S. there's probates and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I don't care the length of time it takes or anything like that. Like, for me, it's not like I need it tomorrow. It's, I love this. This is a tow truck. It's a string. I absolutely love it. Oh, it was a good coffee shop. I was over there a couple of weeks, about a month or so ago, right before I went to Kempot. Really good in there. It was nice. Keep me to go back for a meal. Oh, yesterday. That spicy shrimp soup. Oh, I'm not going to lie. I am hardly ever derailed and made speechless because of something I'm eating. But oh, I mean, it was spicy, it was yummy, the soup was great, but that sauce, oh my God, that sauce was next level for me. My brain just went, like it was just, the flavor in it, hard to place anything on it. Like it was just so many things happening at the same time, but it was delicious. So I'm gonna need to figure out what that sauce is and how I get it into my body more often. So, and if that means I just go there more often, that's fine with me. I just have to become friends with the cooks and learn what that recipe is. I just had to learn Khmer first. But yeah, that was a really, really good meal. Yeah, I don't, I go to all these places and I always have good food, I really don't have bad meals here very often. And even if they're substandard, it's just because everything else is so good that, a really good meal back home, would, you go to places that, you get really good and you get amazing. I don't get that standard for me back home. So, like, I don't get, like, McDonald's meals or anything like that. I don't get any of those meals. Or those places where you go and you spent $10 on a meal and you're like, oh, I wish I hadn't spent that. I haven't had one of those moments here. Not one. So, it's just the food here is so good. And I absolutely love it here with the food. But again, the food in Vietnam was great too. I think that's the thing too, is like I love both countries for similar and different reasons. But I prefer living lifestyle here. I like vacationing in Vietnam. That makes sense. But we will see. Okay, what's going on here? Oops. There is an event or something going on. I hear music, probably a DJ. No idea what that is. A lot of empty seats. Probably a wedding? Something. I have no, it could be just a restaurant. It could be anything. Yeah, it looks like a restaurant. But they just have music playing. Well, news to me. Like anything to draw in business here, right? I see, like, there'll be like a corner store or, electronics store or a clothing store or baby store. The boombox out front just banging out the music. And you walking down the street, you're like, what the hell? Is there a party? And you walk by and they're just selling clothes. You're like, what the hell? But again, you do what you do. Gets people in. Now this here is a see it in the water there. That little square encapsulating thing. It's a fountain that they run on the weekends. I haven't seen it run yet. I've walked down here a number of times. They may be saving it for in season. So, which should be starting fairly soon. Fingers crossed. I know in November there's another event coming up too that people get excited for. So I'm gonna have to, some water festival. My memory serves from last year. I have to double check it. Ooh, oh, that smells good. Garlic and lemongrass. Oh. Yeah, walking down the street here is just so dangerous. There's so many good smells. And this section from here all the way up into town, there's tons of places to get good food, to get street food. So, gee darn, I live so close to it. Oh my God, it's so awful. It is awful right now because I'm limiting my my intake to a couple times a week for filming purposes only. Because again, I'm trying to control my my diet. You know, it's my own thing, and the things that I'm eating when I go out, I'm being conscientious about having things that I know are going to be, you know, within the constraints. I don't mind if it's spicy. That's okay. You know, all the ingredients are local for the most part and delicious. So I just have to worry about, you know, what, you know, is it going to be rice or wheat or what it's going to be and the quantities. And like last night, those potato starch noodles or whatever they were, could be mung bean starch. Those are amazing, but they're really kind of gummy and dense. But there's no gluten or anything in them because it's not a glutinous product. So that's one thing I'm trying to ease off, is staying away from processed sugars, wheats and glutens and that kind of stuff, and just going into more natural stuff. Trying to get away from a lot of processed foods. That's about it. And adding more fermented product into my diet. And the other thing I'm doing is 2 meals a day. So I'll have a breakfast in the morning, and I usually do that. Hello. I usually do that around 10 in the morning, and then I'll eat again between 6 and 8 at night. Just folks over there. It's the Mended Drum. They have a good. Trying to think, they've like karaoke there, and I'm not sure if they do trivia, but it's a nice little spot. I went there before the New Year, the Khmer New Year. It was good, but I'm assuming that they were wanting me to come over and say hi, but I can't. I'm walking, and the other thing is, it's a bar, and as I like to say, I'm not drinking. It's my personal choice, but I hate to have somebody, hey, can I buy you a beer? I don't want to be rude, you know, and say, oh, but here's what I'm doing. It's like, so better for me just to stay away. You know, if they're at a restaurant or something, like, hey, I'll grab a coffee. More than happy to have that. But place I know is a bar, I'm just going to stay away from. So if you're watching, I'm sorry. Oh, thunder's hitting again. Okay. I'm going to take that as a sign to get over and done with this here. Hope you guys enjoyed the walk. A little bit of the greenery in the background. Rambling. The endless saga of my life. I feel so sorry for Dee. he's working so hard on the channel. I think up to 3 videos a week, that's a lot. Trust me, as a person that's doing daily, 3 is a lot. I know folks that struggle doing 1 a week. So at his stage, maintaining doing 3 is excellent. But I know what his turtle. No, it's not a turtle. He doesn't have turtles. It's a hurdle. The same one I had was the getting comfortable speaking in front of the camera, getting that momentum going of having that conversation, just, you know, free-forming it and just going with it. He's good, you know, but he's just nervous about it. And I can see those little, like, that realization when you look over and you see yourself on the camera and you're like, oh God, that's me, you know. I know those moments. I had them for a while. And the funny thing for me was I had the hardest time in Canada vlogging. I was okay if I was on like a little side road or in the woods or something. But the minute I was around people, I would just like, I'd have a hard time. But I get over here, I don't have an issue with it. It's because I know most people don't have a fucking clue what I'm saying. You know, there's a lot of folks that are like, that's just man rambling, you know, man talking. You know, so locals don't care. You know, mostly the kids are fascinated, or the young people are fascinated by the camera. But there's no like judgment or anything. We're back home. I always felt people were judging me. I could be wrong. But anyway, enough of me. Like I was saying, I think Dean's doing great. Dean and Alan are doing great. Alan will be more part of it once he's feeling better. But right now it's Dean. So I know that he's working on the next video. He's trying to do it on the laptop. So fingers crossed he's able to get it going. Anyway, if you like the content, please feel free. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, if you're still here, you're so inclined, I'll post links to the video over here. See you guys soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.